see him running it in his head a little bit, like he'll kind of do this. What's fun about working with Pellegrino is he'll discover some stuff sometimes in the blocking or in between takes even. Like there's the scene where he was, I guess, being levitated over the bowl by Rowena. And so he's sitting there and he's in this harness and you kind of just, they're like, okay, we're gonna change the lenses from a 50 mil, which is a basic vision, to a 100 mil, which is a close-up. And he's kind of stuck there, so you kind of saw him reaching down the bowl to try to figure out, to really get in touch with his surroundings, and then you'd see him incorporate it in the next take.
Did you have to put that harness on and fly?
Yeah, that was amazing.
You liked that?
It was, if you do the thigh cuffs, it's not as invasive.
So you had experience with the previous...
Yeah,
that was...
That contraption is,
That's deadly. That's the worst.
But the thigh cuffs are much better because nothing goes anywhere it's not supposed to go.
Yeah. So they experimented with you with the other one. Yeah. So they have two kinds of harnesses if you're doing any kind of aerial work. The first kind was emasculating, to say the least. But I didn't have to fly in that one. I had to be hanging over a bowl. You guys remember that, where Lucifer was sort of hanging over a bowl and they're dripping his grace into the bowl? I don't want to give any spoilers to anybody who hasn't seen the last episodes, but that was the most painful experience I think I've ever had, because I was 12 hours in that thing. But then I had to do all this aerial stuff with Jensen, and they had a completely different apparatus, but they tie it so tightly that you cannot straighten up. And so when it came time for Michael and Lucifer to have their final confrontation, and Michael's at one end of the church looking all cool and studly, and Lucifer's at the other end of the church looking whatever, I can't really straighten up, but I had to run at him. But I couldn't run because I was all like this, so I literally ran like that. And I saw it on playback, I'm like, what is that? It's not intimidating, that's funny. That's the way I ran at you. Nope. No! Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
I think I tied I put mine on, so I adjusted because I knew that if I let them do it, they were gonna, really ratchet you in there, so I was like, no, I'm good. So I had enough leeway during the scenes, actually stand up straight if I needed to run.
Because that's smart. I think my sense of caution took over. Like they made me afraid that if it wasn't tight, that something terrible was going to happen. So I let them do it, and something terrible did happen. On film, I ran like I was 90 years old. So just play that scene over and over again, and now you know why.
I'm going back to watch it again. I can't wait.
Oh God! Oh, the indignities. Hey.
Hi. So
spent 9 hours in harnesses, which, if anybody's ever been in one of those, knows that it's very, very uncomfortable, especially when they hoist you up, because all of your weight is
Kibbles and bits?
yeah. So it can be very, very uncomfortable, and we hung up there for quite a while. And they let us down and let us kind of breathe for a minute. But it wasn't just the weight and the uncomfortableness of the lifting. It was cinched so tight that it was like, I would imagine it would be what women used to with the corsets and stuff, like where you can't really breathe because you had to be, just.
It's actually exactly that, because you're not supposed to see the blood.
Right, yeah. So it was very uncomfortable. The only time we loosened all the buckles and stuff was for lunch, which was only half an hour, and then they were like, cinched them back up and hooked us up to the wires. So I would say that from a filming aspect, it's very difficult, it's very hard. Also, when doing the fighting choreography and not having your feet underneath you, because for those who know fighting, when you throw a punch, you're not just going like this. It all starts from your legs and hips, and it's a big, it's a full body motion. And we didn't have that ability because our feet are just dangling. So it was very awkward. And Mark is a trained fighter. He was like, this feels so weird. I'm like, yeah. So I wasn't sure how it was going to look, and then when I saw it, I wasn't overly pleased with how it looked. I know that they cut around. There was a lot more that they didn't use, and I could tell why. It just looked awkward.
It's a little Twilight.
It was. I wouldn't say Twilight, but
Don't use that word in front of me.
thank you for making it worse. Yeah, I agree. I wasn't pleased, and I don't think we'll be doing that again.
It started out really good because there was like a little hand-to-hand aikijitsu thing that stunt coordinator, that's it, worked out with us. That was really cool. And then once we took to the air, it was all downhill from there. Partly because the way Johnny, are you bored? What are you doing, buddy? What's up? What are you doing? You're interrupting my question. There's people right here. See, there's people watching us. Do you understand that, kiddo? You don't care, do you? She's so self-absorbed. It's all about her. Look at her, smiling. I'm interrupting Mark's con. Isn't that cool? So yeah, once it went airborne, it went south because it was just like punch, 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 and that was bad. But the way they harness you, is in a girdle that goes almost down to your knees and all the way up through your back, and they cinch you in so tightly. You're sort of, how do I do this? Drawn into a C. Your whole body's bowed, and you can't move really very, very effectively. And so when I ran to do my Superman flight which looks straight out of 1980s Christopher Reeve Superman, I looked like did you ever see the old man that Tim Conway did in the Carol Burnett show? Yeah, I sort of looked like I was running like that, little teeny micro steps, and it was absurd. And you can't take the fight seriously, if anything, just because of that run at Michael. Lucifer would not run like that. But there was nothing I could do. I had physical constraints.